Maybe the first time ever. I have no idea if that's a scoregami or whatever the hell it is, and I don't know if preseason games count, but that was one that was handed to you, pal. Are you going to maybe just stop betting preseason as a whole because of what happened and what has happened to you, or are you still trying to find the laces on the ball right now?
I can't stop doing it, that's for sure. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Sounds like a problem.
That's fine. You're allowed to have that.
I don't think it's good. As your employer, I would like to say, I hope you get it figured out. I hope it's on this year.
Okay.
That being said, still need you to do a gambling show every single day.
I thought the Eagles
and win,
since they're playing their twos, would be better than the Browns playing their threes, because the Eagles, you would think, would have a deeper roster because they went to the NFC Championship versus the Browns, who are the Browns. But DTR came out and did his thing. Mariota fucking stunk.
It's almost time to start thinking, like, has Mariota just lost, like, the it?
Sure.
There's a certain pizzazz,
right?
A certain riz, as the kids call it, of like a quarterback. You have to have it.
Yep.
DTR has it, it appears. Now, I'm not saying DTR is going to go on to be a great NFL quarterback, and I know Marcus Mariota did a lot of things for the Tennessee Titans, and when he went to the Raiders, he had a couple things in Atlanta. It didn't work out, but now he's here with the Eagles, which we thought that system might be a good system for Marcus Mariota because he can still move. Seems like it's pretty quick decision-making, and you're a vet. You've seen a lot of defenses, especially in preseason games. You should be able to do your thing. He's missing throws.
Man.
He's got no pizzazz. Marcus Mariota might be on his way out of the NFL as a whole, and Ross Tucker, who had maybe his finest performance.
Yeah, night to remember. That pretzel.
Calling that soft pretzel, soccer talk. I mean, you name it. He was. Yeah. There was even a WrestleMania promo with Gunther on the sideline with Grayson Waller, and also some guy from NXT was doing a little bit too much talking.
Sure.
Okay, don't know why that. Grayson Waller, great talker. Let's have him do that. Gunther, incredibly intimidating force.
Right. Huge.
Let's let him do it. This other guy cut a pretty long promo. I don't know if he's from Philly or not. Nonetheless, thought it was a brilliant idea to have the WWE guys promoting WrestleMania in the middle of that preseason game.
Yep.
Loved it. Actually sent a text, brilliant. Hey, this
smart.
Good move here. This is smart because I saw it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Russ Tucker did his thing. But he said that they were telling him, hey, there's maybe a quarterback competition for the backup quarterback. And Ross Tucker said, with Marcus Mariota on the roster, that didn't make much sense to me whenever they said it. And then as you start watching Marcus just miss and second guess sack and this whole thing, the guy lost it. Did quarterback kill that guy? Do you think the whole world watching him go through, like, not only getting benched right before his baby's born, I think on his birthday, and then disappearing from the facility whenever there was kind of a tumultuous story. Has he lost all of his confidence, you think? That's what it looked like last night, and you were betting on that, and I couldn't have expected it, but he looked fucking bad.
So bad.
And I don't like, because I think he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's lost it. I mean, it's gone, and especially because there is one coach in this league who knows how to bring the dog out of you. And that is Coach Sirianni. And if he can't do it, you got absolutely no hope left. And it's he had a good career. Not so much a good career for the number 2 overall pick, but a good career, I guess. But better hope Jalen Hurts stays healthy.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was the guy's number 10?
Tanner McKee.
Yeah. There he is.
He's balling.
He looked like Carson Wentz a little bit in that Philadelphia Eagles jersey, the way he was throwing his body around at the end of the year, or at the end of the game there. And obviously, we're the only humans that watch this entire game, I think. It was a long one. It was a terrible fucking game, but it was a game, so we're going to go ahead and watch that whole thing. They were talking to Brandon Graham on the sideline. Brandon Graham, by the way, I did not know this. He is Philadelphia's defensive Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Jason Kelce, beloved on the offensive line side. Brandon Graham's been there longer, I think, than like everybody.
Fletcher Cox.
The stats that they were listing off about like him being like, hey, this is the guy of Philadelphia. I did not know that. Beloved by all of Philadelphia. Absolute dog on the football field. He was chit-chatting about the Jalen Carter situation. And he said, there's a lot of things that happened and were said. Brandon Graham saying this to, I believe, Ross and the other guy. He's talking about how there's a lot of things that have happened in Jalen Carter's life and during the combine, a lot of things being said about him. He said, but this particular locker room, in this particular culture, is the place for guys like that.
Yeah.
He said, I don't even think Jalen knows how strong he is. He said, I don't think Jalen even has a clue of how great he is going to be, which obviously a guy who's been in the NFL a long time saying that is something you have to take very seriously. But he also wasn't talking around his greatness. He was like saying, it's an honor almost to be here. It's our job to make this guy be as great as he possibly can be, which is maybe the greatest defensive player in the NFL.
Yep.
That's kind of how they're referring to Jalen Carter. Then you look at old cuz that got drafted, Nolan.
Smith.
Nolan Smith, who got drafted a little bit later. He's flying
Absurd.
around. They're becoming the Bulldogs
Yep.
in Philadelphia, but also I think they embrace that culture that you come here, you buy into our culture, not only because it's fun, we win, we compete, this is the place for you. Sirianni needs a lot more credit for that type of thing about being able to, keep everybody going in the same direction. And when you got a lot of dogs, not just Georgia Bulldogs,
no.
but dogs as a whole, if you can get everybody aligned, what a weapon. Now, I don't want to be the bearer of negativity. I hate doing that. I watched the whole fucking game, okay? I did it. Me, personally. I watched the whole thing.
It's impressive.
Every down.
Yeah.
Every single down.
Every
I watched
row.
that game last night. And I thought to myself, I get to do this. This is fun.
Yeah.
NFL football is happening. But I'll tell you, the conversation happening inside my brain about 30 to 50 times was like, God damn, this is fucking terrible football. We got some real bad football. But then I automatically have to see the silver lining in there. Like the playbook out of Philadelphia as they were in Philadelphia last night. I'm like, you know what, though? This means football is real close.
Right.
And then there's little glimpses of like great football. And it's like, oh, it's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Then you see Marcus Mariota play and you go, oh, this guy's dead.
Uh-oh.
AJ, what? I think he lost his mocks. I think he lost his moxie. I honestly, I think he potentially lost his confidence. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, at the position where confidence is 99% of what you're doing. I mean, can you imagine? I've said it on here before. If you're a quarterback and you lose even a little bit of confidence, how do you do anything? There's so much you have to process at an instant that, I feel for him right now. Hopefully he gets a chance in the third game to maybe go out there and figure some things out.
An unshakable confidence is something that all great athletes have. Now, I would assume that extends into other businesses as well for executives and actors, musicians, whatever. Anything that is a scalable, climbable profession, normally those who have the most confidence are going to end up at the top. Now, there are people that have no self-awareness and are very confident and fucking stink.
Yep.
And those people have no idea that they stink, and you gotta respect that as well. But confidence, just unflappable, is something that is needed because there's going to be failure. And you're going to need to be able to get past that, get over that. I think that's what, I think that's the ender for more careers than anything else. When people kind of start doubting themselves for the first time in their entire life, and it's like, whoa, I can't be doing this if there's any doubt at all. Because the person I'm going against, they're not doubting shit. And normally your confidence comes from how hard you work, but there's a lot of people who work their asses off and then for whatever reason can't find that confidence again whenever you're out there. It's crippling, AJ. It truly is whenever that happens.
I mean, it can be. Look at you hear golfers talk about like an old 45-year-old golfer. They say he has a lot of scars built up in his brain of missed putts when it truly matters. Things like that. What?
Lucas Glover literally just said that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. So he said it's like now his putting is a whole new situation. It's a whole new thing, a whole new muscle memory. So the old thing wasn't even like putting anymore. So it's erased from his brain. Imagine if they outlawed that putter and he had to go back to his old guy, the demons that might creep back in.
Well, he's going lefty then. I think he would just go lefty.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Let's turn the other eye. Let's get the other arm.
Yeah.
But you do see it almost. And for quarterbacks, I think what you see is like they don't trust. So they're like guiding it almost. And he overthrew like 6 guys. Like actually,
those those overthrows. Those are what scared me for sure because those are always picks usually. Yeah. And you're like, man, I don't know. Usually it just doesn't. When someone's feeling it, they're usually not overthrowing dudes. They might be a little jacked up early in the game, and he might overthrow somebody and then dial it back in, though.
Yeah, but just not even thinking, though, right? Like, that's what, like
DTR. DTR looked like he had ultimate confidence. He hits his back foot, boom. He lets that thing ride into tight windows, too. Like, he's not scared at all.
I think that's a good way to judge how people are doing, by the way, and how people are going to be. Sure. Like, what's this guy's confidence? I want to know that. I watched that Steph Curry documentary called Underrated or whatever, and the coach for Davidson.
Yep.
The coach for Davidson went to one of his high school games. He was this undersized guy. Now, they were telling this story like nobody, his dad was in the fucking NBA.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so they were telling this. He's 6'2". Is he ever going to, okay, so this guy's taller than most humans. His dad was in the NBA, and they're telling a story like, hey, nobody had faith in this guy.
know.
It's like, I get that. And from hearing the story, I guess people weren't as excited to recruit him as maybe a 6'7" guy or a 6'8" guy. But what the Davidson coach, this older man who I think Steph is still very, very tight with, was like, this dude went like 1 of 30 one night. But that ball got in his hands, he was putting it right up. There was no like, hey, I'm missing. So his thing that he saw most impressive about Steph Curry, it was his takeaway was like, yeah, this dude's confidence was just unshakable.
Unmatched.
Like he missed 5-6 straight shots, and it was like the next time he got the ball, it was this one's going in.
Yeah.
And it's like that type of mentality tells a lot more of the story, I think, whenever it comes to athleticism than most people chat about. And for Marcus Mariota last night, I don't have like the best eyes on earth. I don't think I have the best read on earth. But when I was watching, I'm like, this guy has lost his confidence.